Hello and welcome to my channel, Inviting Possibilities. My name is Rochelle, and I'm here to do a short love reading for the collective. For anyone tuning in, there could be something in here for you. If you were brought here, most likely, it's my intention. Take what resonates, leave the rest. I'm going to be using my Tarot of Mystical Moments deck, and we'll just dive in and see what we see. What's going on for the collective right now? Timeless reading, by the way. We've got the Fool. Excuse me, I've been a little sick, so I have a little weird voice thing going on. The Fool. A new beginning. I like that. Seven of Wands. Hmm. Hmm. Getting out from behind something. Busting out of some kind of prison or something through your strength and love. There's been a lot of strife in the past. There's been pain, but there's also been a lot of beauty. But you're just whatever you've gone through, you're busting out of that. You're busting out of the story so that you can have this new beginning towards your your wish fulfillment, your hopes, your dreams, something that you've really been wanting for a long time. But you're feeling some anxiety. I mean, with this card, with this Fool, there's and I think it's true for any Fool card. There's always a sense of danger, of something lurking. Oftentimes the Fool is almost about to step off of a cliff. But there's always a little friend. She's got a bird here that's like, hey, like, yeah, it's great, follow the beauty, do what you want, but keep in mind that not all that glitters is gold. Not everything that smells good is actually what you want. Um, so so maybe you're getting some kind of advice. Birds are messengers. They have something to tell, to some kind of message to bring you about just wanting to make sure that you're being cautious. But the thing is, I feel like there's a part of you that wants to bust out of that fear mentality. You don't want to let your story hold you back, hold you down. But there is some amount of, you've learned your lessons, you've been through a lot of stuff. There's some anxiety about that. Stinking thinking. You're stuck in your head. You feel trapped. You're using your strength to open the bars, not realizing, open the bars, pull the bars apart, not realizing that there's actually an opening already. You don't need to use your brute force to get out of uh, that. I don't know, to get out of where you've been. This is about the stories you tell yourself about what you're capable of, um, what's happened to you. This is understanding that to change the situations that you deal with in life, you got to start with yourself. You're the common denominator. You got to start with the stories you're telling yourself and how you think about things and what's happened to you. Get yourself out of that victim mentality. There is a way out, and it's actually a pretty easy way out. You're just You're looking down at the bars thinking you need to force yourself through when really you got to look up. You got to change your perspective. See that there's some way that's easier for you. Knight of Pentacles. And this is how you do it. You're ready for a new beginning with someone. You want your happiness, your dreams, your wish fulfillment, right? And it's understanding that you can have that when you and the thing that pops to mind is or that comes to mind is that I'm saying to you, you just got to change your perspective. And you're saying, but how? Like I've been in my head, this is what's been happening to me my whole life. How do I how do I see things any different than I already do? Because it's what's happened. One step at a time. Going moving very slowly, understanding that there's no rush. This guy is not worried about the time it's going to take to get where he wants to go. Happens to be a she. This is being open and receptive to whatever comes along on your path and examining every little thing, every little uh, plant that you come across. There's, I think to get out of, to help you get out of this anxiety that you've been stuck in, there's, it's going to help you to go out into nature and to spend some time among the trees and the animals and the plants, all the things. Like get out of your normal environment. Get out under the stars or at least the blue sky, cloudy sky, doesn't matter. Get yourself outside. And the thing about the Knight of Pentacles, he does get where he wants to go. It might take a while, but it's okay. Like I said, he is not concerned about how long it's going to take. S spells. Hello, welcome. Three of Pentacles. Because as you move forward towards your wish fulfillment, towards your dreams, your hopes that maybe there's somebody who's caught your eye. I feel like because you have the Fool here, there's someone you're thinking about. And this is about figuring out how to collaborate with them, how to make things work, maybe in a different way than you used to. Figuring out what is needed in order to make this successful and taking your time. One day at a time, one project at a time. Everyone figuring out how to work together. Hey, Jojo. Welcome. 10 of Swords. The worst is behind you. You've been poked. This 10 of Swords. This is you coming out of the cage. Or finally coming to that point where you realize you've been poked and prodded, but you've allowed it to happen. And you're ready to begin a new cycle where you've released the burden. You're starting new and fresh, getting yourself a new hairstyle. Five of Cups. But first you have to let yourself grieve. Let yourself I mean, that's the thing. Closing out an old cycle and moving into a new one, there's a period of time where you have to go through this transitionary stage where you have to be in that place of limbo. The emotions will ebb and flow. Sometimes you'll feel stuck. Sometimes you feel like you're actually moving forward. It's that, 3 steps forward, 2 steps back kind of thing. But there's beauty there and there's happiness, and what it's about focusing on what brings you happiness, what you want to manifest, what you want to move towards in your life, who you want to move towards. Hairstyles can include beards, by the way. 8 of Cups. You go from this sense of sadness and grief, and you finally get to the place where you're like, yep, I'm moving forward. I'm moving away from all of this headache and pain that I was dealing with in the past. Ladybug. I'm wearing my ladybugs today. Getting out in nature, going where there's beauty, there's transformation. We've got 2 dragonflies, 2 butterflies, 2 birds, 2 swans. You're all this is the natural progression. You moving towards what you truly want, who you truly want, and releasing whoever, whatever doesn't serve you anymore because you want that connection. And the dragons is here too. Hello. 2 of Wands. Here you are making a choice. I just saw 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is you choosing to walk away from what you don't want towards what you do want. Maybe you're going to travel. Maybe this is just you moving to a different area that has more nature around it. Maybe getting out of, you know, more city environment and going out towards the country, or maybe you're going to go on a trip. You're thinking about you're wanting to move out into the world. And maybe that's part of the advice too, is to you got to get out of that environment that you've been in order to shake up the energy. King of Wands. Move towards your hell yes. Who's your hell yes? You already know. This is knowing that you're not going to put up with any maybes, any yeah, I guess so. Sure, why not? No, this is I'm on fire. Marching, dancing to the beat of your own drum. And you could be encountering someone. This could be that energy that you're moving towards, somebody who also is really good at moving towards their hell yes, and recognizing that that is the kind of energy you want in your life. Someone who's passionate and excited and wanting to go on adventures and try all the wonderful things in life. That's what you want. When you were stuck here behind these bars, stuck in this cage, this isn't an energy of hell yes. And ultimately, we all do have a certain amount of control over what happens in our life. Sometimes there are situations we don't, but we always have control over our attitude about it. And if you don't like what's happening in your world right now, that came from past thinking, past mentality of what who you were, what you thought you were, what you thought you wanted. If you don't like where you're at, then you start changing yourself here and now so that you can create the changes you want in your future. Not easy, I know. Simple, not easy. And the 9 of Wands. Yes, because you've been wounded, it happens. Happens to most of us. We've been through it, we've had our battles, and yet there is determination here to move towards. There is beauty. There is something there for you. And you're not, this is that card of getting knocked down and always getting back up, regardless of what happens, and not being defeated. You're going to get where you want to go, and you're determined. I like that. That's good energy. And the Ace of Cups, and here's your new beginning. You have your emotional fulfillment, complete transformation of yourself and your life and what you see around you through this journey, examining everything one step at a time. You are making your way here to a place where you're just like, yep, I am I'm ready, I'm open, I'm willing, I'm receptive, and the changes will be this new beginning. I feel like your life is going to look so different than it did before, maybe than it does now. Moving towards ultimate happiness. I don't know, the butterflies is just like, ooh, yeah, all the yellow here, and feeling so happy about what's coming in. There's somebody here that you are moving towards that is moving towards you. Remember that. Is m- your person is in the process of moving towards you as much as you are moving towards them. And at a certain point, you will meet, and it will be beautiful and amazing and different than anything you've encountered before. I love that. All right, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day wherever you are in the world, and I will see you on the next video. Mwah. And thanks so much for liking, subscribing, and sharing.